What's going on, everybody? Back with another video. This time, we're going to be talking about the MCU and what the future holds for the slates of Phase 4 and 5. I gotta say, I'm really excited about this. What the MCU has in store for us. Their Investor Day really opened my eyes to um, how much these streaming TV shows are gonna coincide with these movies, and it's amazing. We're going to be able to see characters introduced in these shows, and then they're going to show up later in these movies, and it's all going to be interconnected. It just goes to show you that the MCU formula they got it on lock. I wish DC. It's just so much dysfunction over there, mainly because of what's going on with AT&T. Them just deciding to put all of their movies on streaming for 2021. Not even they're not even. They just went ahead and they didn't talk with anybody or anything like that. It just goes to show you that they're not doing what's in the best interest of everybody involved with these films. Everyone, these actors, directors, these writers, they made these films for the big screen, and for these movies to be on streaming and movies at the same time, it's more convenient for everybody to watch it at home. Nobody's going to be going to the theaters because of this, and they're not making money anyway, or at least that's what I think. And this is really going to get the theaters, and going to the movies is one of my favorite things to do. And then with Regal recently shutting down, I have to go to AMC, which is more far away from me. Um, but I really enjoy going to the movies, and news like this, it doesn't make me feel good, man. I want everyone that's involved with creating these movies to be able to have that satisfaction of seeing those movies on the big screen, and then also getting compensated for that as well. But it seems like Disney and Marvel, they did not follow the same path that AT&T decided to do with these films. They're doing it right. They're putting these movies in the theaters where they should be, and it's just a good thing to see. And I think that's one of the reasons why Patty Jenkins decided to go from Warner Brothers to Disney, because she sees that they actually care about the theaters, and in her vision, nobody makes a movie to go directly to streaming. That's just the way it is. If streaming is the future, the budgets are gonna go way down. We're not gonna have these high budget films. We're not gonna get as good films as we usually do, and that will be on the decline. And that's something that nobody should want, whether you're pro streaming or not. You should want that the quality of your films to remain consistent, to remain the same. You don't want that quality to dip. But anyway, at the investors on Investors Day, Kevin Foggy he gave us a lot of information. We got we got word about WandaVision being the first Marvel TV series to come out on January 15th, which is my birthday, which is a huge gift to me. I thank them for that. But in WandaVision, he said that Wanda and Vision are two of the strongest characters in the MCU, and we're going to explore their characters a little bit more, which I love. I'm most excited about Wanda finally tapping into her power and just becoming just all powerful. Like in Endgame, she gave Thanos that work. He could not deal with her. I want to see more of that, and I want to keep seeing that. I want to see what's going to be going on with Vision, how he's brought back, and everything, and her dealing with the trauma of watching him being killed in front of her twice. One from her doing, and one from Thanos. That can really mess someone up. And then next, we have Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is, I believe, coming out in March. So they're keeping the ball rolling with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The trailer that we saw, that is that's not TV quality. That looks like it's movie quality. It's a movie in like 6 episodes. Like this is what we're gonna get if we get movie like quality from these Marvel movies to these TV shows. That's game changing. that just shows they're really serious about this universe and expanding the universe as much as they possibly can. Um, I'm really interested to see how everything is going to go with Falcon and that shield. We saw in Endgame when he was given that shield, he kind of hesitated a little bit. He doesn't really see himself worthy of carrying that mantle over. And what I really want to see, I want to see him become his own person, not just what's the word for it, not just carry on Cap's legacy, but make his own legacy is what I'm really trying to say. We really saw a lot of that, and what I think Bucky is gonna do, he's gonna try to help Sam become his own person, not just be Captain America for Cap, but be Falcon, be the next Falcon. And we're gonna have U.S. agent, which is I guess the government who they want to be Captain America. I see it's gonna be some backlash. They don't want Falcon to be Captain America. I don't know if the if they're gonna go like we don't want a black man as Captain America route. They could go that way, but like, it might rub some people the wrong way. But I'm all for it if they wanted to go that route, just to make things a little bit more interesting. Then we got Loki. I really wasn't I don't know what to expect from Loki, to be honest with you, but from the trailer that we saw, to me it looks like Loki's gonna do some Doctor Who. He's gonna have this Doctor Who type role, just going to all these different realities. I don't know exactly what he's gonna be doing, but it looks like he's gonna be tasked with doing something after he gets captured after escaping from the reality with the time, not the time stone, the space stone. What I want to know is what happened to the cube. He had it in his hands. He teleported to another reality, and the cube was not with him, which is weird to me because I would think that cube, would be separate from the cube that they got. They went back in time. With Cap and Tony went back in time to get that cube. So that the cube that Loki has is completely different. So I don't think that cube was placed back in its unit, placed back in its location when Loki snatched it. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that. If that cube is still around, I wonder if him going to these new realities, if he can have something to do with if he's gonna interact with other Infinity Stones during that. That could be really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. Another thing that we learned about the multiverse of madness, how WandaVision and Loki is going to tie into that. That's going to be really interesting. We have a new character, Amanda Chavez, is coming in. I kind of looked at her character a little bit. She has something. She can travel to different dimensions and everything, which is going to be really cool. Doctor Strange, he's one of my favorites of the MCU. I look forward to seeing exactly what he's gonna do. You have Mordo coming back. I think he's still on his death to all sorcerers kick. We'll see how they're going to interact with each other, but I'm looking forward to that. Then you have Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't really checking for it like that. I'm not really with the whole female Thor thing. I kind of looked up on it a little bit to see exactly where it could go. Now, Christian Bale is Gore the God Butcher. I looked him up. He's a really good villain. If they go with the whole necro sword and everything, this could get really interesting. One of the most interesting things about Gore the God Butcher is his philosophy on gods. If gods don't answer the call of his followers, then he doesn't think they're worthy of being gods, and that's where his whole thing is why he doesn't like gods. And the most interesting thing about that is his way of thinking makes Thor question himself of whether um whether he's worthy or not, or whether any god is worthy. So, and that kind of makes him unable to wield Mjolnir for a while. And that's how Jane Foster became Lady Thor, because he didn't feel himself worthy anymore. Which I can see them going that route with the way things have played out. He doesn't really We've already seen the end game. He doesn't really want to be king anymore. He went off with the Asgardian. No, not with the Asgardians. He went off with the Guardians to play with them. So that's going to be real interesting to see how all that plays out. What else do we get? Some other things that we got. We have Shang-Chi, not Shang-Chi. I've been pronouncing it wrong. It's Shang-Chi. Has finished its production. It's looking like it's gonna be an amazing film. We didn't see any trailer or anything for it, but I'm looking forward to it to see how this whole Mandarin and Ten Rings thing is gonna go and the dynamic between him and Shang-Chi. Um, it's gonna be good to see. Um, we got some news about Black Panther 2. Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, at the King of Wakanda. He meant so much to so many people, including the people that work closely with him. And it is because of that reason that Marvel said that they will not recast him as Black Panther, which I think is a really good thing. Um, but they're going to continue with Black Panther 2, continue to explore Wakanda and everything that it has to offer. And I'm really looking forward to that. I really, really hope that they bring Michael B. Jordan back as Killmonger. I think he is. I think he's needed. They could. I don't know how they're gonna do it. They could also add Nabor into the mix, which I'm looking forward to him as well. We also got news of Fantastic Four. They're actually they're about to start production on that. I'm real looking forward to that. I really hope John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are going to be Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman. There's I don't know who they're going to get to be Johnny Storm and the Thing, but that could be real interesting. I don't know how they're going to introduce Doctor Doom, who is he's one of the strongest villains in the MCU, and he could be Thanos level, maybe even bigger than Thanos if depending on how they're going to take it. We also got news of Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I'm not really too sure about the name. It's kind of weird to me, but everyone from Ant-Man, um, all the actors from Ant-Man are gonna come over to Ant-Man. The whole cast is returning. You're adding Cassie Lang is gonna be added into the mix, which is I guess she's gonna become Stature in that film. And then you have Kang the Conqueror. I'm not too familiar with Kang the Conqueror, but I know he's also a top level villain in the MCU with time travel and everything. So we're gonna see how he does things in the MCU. Another another show we have Miss Marvel. Um, I'm not too familiar with Miss Marvel, other than the fact that she's a huge Captain Marvel fan. But the um the Avengers game that came out months ago, really good game. I enjoyed the walkthrough for it. The character Kamala Khan interacting with all the Avengers and stuff. If they can take away from that and add it to this series, it's I see it as a W. And then another thing that we learned, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel series is gonna tie directly into Captain Marvel 2. She's gonna co-star with Brie Larson to bring that to us. We don't really have too many details of Captain Marvel 2, but I think if Miss Marvel series if it's successful, that's gonna make it better for Captain Marvel 2. What else do we have? One thing I did not see coming was Secret Invasion is actually going to be a Disney Plus series. I wondered how they were gonna do Secret Invasion when they made the scrolls out to be good in Captain Marvel. I still didn't understand that, but if they can have a secret sect of scrolls infiltrate Earth, all these high powerful positions, it can be really interesting. I just don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm looking forward to it. Um, then you have Ironheart, which is another series I didn't think they were gonna do. But with um with Tony Stark sacrificing himself in Endgame, we there's more room for characters like her to step up and actually move the MCU forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she brings to the table. I'm not too familiar with her, but from what I've heard, comic book wise, she is not well received. Now, could that change? Yeah, possibly. We just have to see where it goes. But man, we got so much stuff. We have Armor Wars, which is a series going to be starring Don Cheadle as Rhodey, War Machine. It's a story of what would have happened if Tony's tech got into the wrong hands. I'm wondering exactly who's the wrong hands here. If they really want to keep tying everything in, I think the wrong hands should either be Roxxon or the Ten Rings. That just that'll just further it along with me. I'm not sure exactly who we're gonna see in that series. If Ironheart comes out before that series, I see her being in it to kind of move the story along. Um, we also have She-Hulk, which is another show I'm really looking forward to. We have Mark Ruffalo; he's going to be in it. You also have the guy that played Abomination. He will also be in this series. One thing that I'm interested about She-Hulk as a lawyer, she's going to be helping out all these heroes and stuff. And what heroes are we going to see? And then we also got news in Spider-Man 3. Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil, will be in that movie. I'm guessing representing Peter as his lawyer. So if we can see more things like that. To the way that I see it, I really see her and Daredevil interacting in her series. I mean, you have to do it. You have two lawyers who are also vigilante superheroes. You gotta tie that in somehow. You gotta keep expanding, and that's what they're best at. So I'm looking forward to that. Another thing that I'm looking forward to is Moon Knight. Now, from what I've seen, Moon Knight is like their equivalent to Batman. Which okay, I'm open to seeing where it goes. I mean, I love Batman, so we'll see what Moon Knight has to bring to the table. He has a lot of Egyptian lore attached to his character, which can be very interesting. Has also split personalities. We'll see how that ties into him in the MCU. But and then you also have What If. That's going to be interesting. You have all of these storylines that are going to be. You're going to have what if scenarios. Um, What if Agent Carter was the one to be Captain America, or Lady Liberty is I think what they're gonna call her. What if T'Challa was taken from Earth instead of Peter Quill? You you have the one with the Winter Soldier and where everybody's zombies and stuff. That could be interesting. The one I'm most interested about is the Doctor Strange one. It looks like he's gonna go up against a version of himself because I remember in the comics um, when um, when Doctor Strange was part of the Illuminati, he went to a place and he basically sold his soul to get more power, and he became evil. It was crazy how powerful he got, and all he had to do was give up. He gave up all of his soul. All they told him was that you just have to give up some of your soul and you'll get power. And he gave up his entire. I that's crazy. That's bordering into some demonic stuff. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. So I think that's what he's going to do. The Doctor Strange that we know is going to go up against someone like that. That for the greater good, he gave up his entire soul, but it tainted him, and he became an evil version of himself. So that could be interesting. We have it's so much that I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But the MCU is continuing to expand and continuing to just shape this universe that they've created. I want to give a shout out to Kevin Feige for oh, how could I forget? I just remembered before I give him that shout out. Black Widow will come out in theaters. It's not going to streaming. I gotta give them kudos for that. Black Widow, they've been patient. we've all been patient. We've been patiently waiting for this Black Widow movie to come out, and there it's coming out in theaters in May. I'm so excited. Taskmaster, he looks like he's gonna be a badass, and we need more badass villains in the MCU. Um, I see Taskmaster. That will not Black Widow will not be the last time we see Taskmaster. I assure you that we'll see him somewhere else now. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to Kevin Feige and Disney for actually sticking to their guns and releasing this movie in theaters, because movies were made to be on the big screen. Like, you can love streaming all you want, but that's what these movies are made of. That's where all these directors, these actors, like, they got into film for the big screen. They didn't do this for streaming. I wish AT&T and DC would have done things completely different. But hey, greed has been a real problem over there for years, and it's got them to the point that they are now. They seem to forget the fact that you can make money and you can also keep your consumer happy. You can keep make everybody. You can come to some kind of agreement to where everybody gets a piece of this pie. Like, the way that they went about things, nobody's ever gonna want to work with them again. Like, you're gonna see Disney and these other studios get bigger and better because they're showing that they care more. And it's crazy that a telecommunications company, um if they didn't feel the need to communicate with anybody, they just put all of this on HBO Max. But and me personally, I don't think that it's gonna give them the money that they're looking for. That's me personally. I don't know how they're what they're gonna do going forward. They say it's just gonna be for 1 year. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a dark cloud over AT&T and Warner Brothers right now. We'll see what happens in the future. But anyway, that's all for the video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video. Comment down below. I love interacting with you guys. So yeah, let's do that. All y'all have a good one. Peace.